What's good, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. CDK, and this is Sports Talk Network. Hope everybody, man, enjoying their morning. It's cold outside in Tennessee, man. It's 27 degrees, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a little nippy outside, but everything is A-okay with me today. And if you seen what the title is, we're going to get right into this, man. And listen, there have been a lot of great journeymen. We know what a journeyman is, man. A journeyman is somebody to me that is what's good, free, what's good with you. Salute to my brothers, man, Mr. D Free. A journeyman to me, man, I got a Mount Rushmore of journeymen. And I'm gonna start with my number four journeyman on that Mount Rushmore list. You know what I'm saying today? His name is none other than Darnell Boone. Darnell Boone had a record of 23 wins, 24 losses, and 6 draws. Now, Darnell Boone, man, you'll say, well, a journeyman, what did he do so spectacular? Well, one thing he did, he was the first person in 2005. I think he came the closest to actually beating Andre Ward besides Kovalev. He was the guy that knocked down Andre Ward, if you remember that fight, man. You know, he gave Andre Ward some trouble. He is also the guy that gave Adonis Stevenson his first loss, as well as Willie Monroe Jr. You know, journeymen, man, make the world go round when it comes to boxing, man. There are great journeymen out there, and three more on my list. I ain't gonna get into them today, but I just want to start recognizing these guys, man, and their talents and some of the things they brought to boxing. You know, now we talking about a fighter that nobody knows, man, the greatest fighter that nobody knows. And in my mind, man, you know, he's before my time, and I had to go back and look, you know what I'm saying? And I watched a lot of his fights, and I paid attention to what he does or did in the past. And man, one of my favorite fighters, man, coming in at 5'6", 185 pounds, man. He fought all the way from light heavyweight to heavyweight. And then that's none other than Langford, man. Now, Sam Langford went by the name, man. He's the Black Tar Baby. Man, that's a hell of a name, but it's a name they gave him. You know, Sam Langford never was a world champion. Now, he was an African American world champion, a belt that he received from Jack Johnson after Jack Johnson retired and became the world heavyweight champion. And he also faced Jack Johnson in a 15-round bout, which Jack Johnson did knock him down 3 times and beat him. But Jack Johnson would never face Sam Langford again because he said that he couldn't come up with the $30,000 he needed to face him. There was a $30,000 fee that Jack Johnson wanted, and that money never came up. Now, you know, Sam came back at a time, man. You know, think about this: 5'6" in a day's time against these Goliath heavyweights, man. 6'5", 6'6". You know, different times. Could he have been a heavyweight in these days and times? I don't think so. But you know, he's known, man. Sam Lumford had power like Mike Tyson. They say Ring Magazine rates him as the number 2 best puncher of all time. They said he could fight like James Toney and had power like Mike Tyson. That's what type of guy he was, man. You know, we don't have fighters like that anymore. These guys, man, he had over 300 fights. Think about that. His record is 200, I think 206 wins, something like that. 206 or 210 wins. That's a whole lot of fights, man. We'll never see that type of activity anymore. Back when they were fighting 15 round fights and stuff like that, we'll never get that, man. These days and time, man, you be lucky to see a fighter fight twice a year. So think about how many times he had to fight, you know what I'm saying, in order to get that get a 300 wins. I mean, get a 200 wins. On top of that, this man in 1917, you know what I'm saying, he was blind. He retired in 1926, but he went blind due to an accident in 1917, his left eye. So this man was fighting and he was blind in one eye. They don't make them like that no more. Man, listen, I just want to show some love. I'm gonna start showing love to these older fighters, man, people from the past, and just giving them their respect because that's why we're here now. You know what I'm saying? These guys came before and they deserve their respect. A lot of people don't talk about them or they forget about them. You know, I'm gonna do my job in making sure that we continue to remember their names, man. That's what I want to do. Now, Javante Tank Davis, you know, he don't do a lot of interviews. He recently just done one, and that's why I'm talking about him today. And, you know, he said he called out Floyd Mayweather. He wants to face Floyd. I don't know. I think Tank is trying to get out, feel like he's under Floyd's shadow, and the only way to get out of that shadow is by fighting Floyd. But Tank is making his own name for himself. I think he needs to know that he don't need to face Floyd or any of that. Floyd Mayweather did, you know what I'm saying, provide a way for him, you know what I'm saying, open a door for him. I mean, it's Tank's talent, but Floyd gave him the opportunity. And, you know, he said that the fight with him and Ryan Garcia was better than the fight with Floyd and Oscar. I don't agree with that. I think Oscar and Floyd, man, had a phenomenal fight. That's one of my favorite fights, you know what I'm saying, of all time. I think it was a really good fight. I think it was Oscar not in his prime, but still, not past his prime. It was a really good fight. We seen what Tank done to Ryan Garcia. And like I said, man, Tank, let it go, Tank. Move on. I don't know if there's any kind of dealings or, you hear people saying that Floyd is really over PBC without him. And you're all you said Donnell Boone is one of the guys I speak to on a regular basis. Hey, man, dang, for real, Avery, that would be somebody, man, that I would love, man, to interview really and talk to that guy, man. Let him know I showed him some love, man. You know what I'm saying? He was a tough competitor. And like I said, a lot of those guys don't get their just due, man. People don't really pay attention to what they did or done. You know what I'm saying? Is he from Philly? I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where he's actually from. You know what I'm saying? I went back and just was looking at some, those old fights and stuff, and ran across him and I remembered him from the Andre Ward fight and all that. But yeah, you talking to somebody, man, he's a legend, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's why I said free. That would be somebody that definitely should come on to the show. Somebody we should talk to, man. And because he got to know with some real, you know what I'm saying? He's been to know with some great light heavyweights, man. Andre Ward, like I said, being one, Adonis Stevenson, and giving Adonis Stevenson, man, Superman, his first loss, man. Think about that. And Willie Monroe Jr., man. You know what I'm saying? So he's seen some of the best, and I would love to hear what he thinks about today's times, the light heavyweight division. Even the question now that's being asked, could a lot of people are saying that Andre Ward retired before he had to fight Arthur or Dimitri Bivol. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I think Andre Ward injuries caused him to get out of boxing. But you do hear a lot of people saying they're the reason for that. Andre Ward, man, was a special talent. A lot of times people ask, do I think he could beat Roy Jones? I feel like, no, I think Roy Jones in his prime was unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? I think that him and Andre Ward would have been a really good fight, but I definitely would favor Roy Jones, man, against anybody in his prime. It's just simple as that. I'm not going to put nobody. It's hard for me to put anybody over Roy, seeing what I seen. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the Michael Jordan, LeBron James situation. You said you can get them for the show for sure. Let me know when you want it. Man, bro, whenever I'm free on the weekends. All weekends I'm free. You know what I'm saying? I work in the afternoons, but if you can get them on the show free on the weekend, you let me know free. Man, it'll be an honor. You just let me know when you can get them, if he can come on a Saturday or something like that. And I definitely will be prepared, you know what I'm saying, and do my homework, you know me, and I'll be ready for that. I would love to talk to him, man. Yeah, that's good to know, man. That's what I said about having other brothers out here that's a part of this thing, man, because we all know somebody, you know what I'm saying, and we're able to get people on. I'm trying to get an interview right now with a young up-and-comer, Joshua Brown. If you know who he is, Josh Brown, man, check him out. A young man, you know what I'm saying, he's undefeated right now. And I've been talking back and forth with different people trying to get that interview, along with some other ones, you know what I'm saying? I'm really working on just trying to bring a lot to the table now, starting getting these interviews. I had kind of slacked off from them, but it's hard when you don't know nobody in the business, man, to get the interviews that people want to see. People ask me all the time, hey, man, can you get this person on? Can you get that person on? There's a lot that come with it. You understand what I'm saying? But when you got a network of people, it makes it so much easier to get done. And that's what I'm working on, man. You know what I'm saying? But now that we're talking about Boone and my Mount Rushmore list, I'm just gonna go ahead and say one of my favorite fighters of all time, and somebody that I would put number one on my Mount Rushmore of journeyman list would be none other than Emmanuel Augustus, man. That man right there, man. He was special. The Drunken Master. I think everybody knows. He's a journeyman that people really know who he was. We once heard Floyd Mayweather say that was his toughest fight ever, man. And I got him as number one on that list. Emmanuel Augustus, man, he was different. And I think he was robbed a lot of times. There was a lot of fights that he should have won. You look at his record and say, man, that dude was no good if you don't know nothing about boxing. But man, Emmanuel Augustus was a really good fighter. And a lot of those fights he got robbed because of his style. We know that people didn't like the way he moved, the things he done in the ring, but he was different. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm not sure. I think he passed away. I don't want to put that on him if he didn't. I can't remember, but it would be people like that, man, that I would enjoy talking to. Just hearing what they have to say, man. Everybody, especially when it comes to this boxing, when you've been there with a lot of greats, you definitely got a voice, man. And I would love to hear from some of these people and, see who they think the toughest fight they had or who they think the best is, or what they feel about today's, like I said, about today's boxing. Uh, Definitely that. And Tank, Tank was talking about retiring again. I don't want Tank to retire anytime soon. I think Tank has so much more left to do. And people talk about resumes and who he fought and who he faced. And I just really got to looking at the other resumes, comparing them to, Devin Haney, uh, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, just taking a look at those resumes. And when you think about it, Tank has a decent resume. I mean, Tank has, Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia, we know that. Frank Martin is on there. Pedraza, Leo Santa Cruz. We know Gamboa, even though he was an older version. Mario Barrios. Man, Javante Tank Davis has a good resume. He doesn't have like a lot of bums like people try to betray and say that he hasn't fought anybody. I definitely don't agree with that. I think people make too much out of that, and they're really, when you're really trying to, you know what I'm saying, you got to really be fishing, man, to try to say Tank ain't fought nobody. Now, when it comes to Devin Haney, I think out of all the guys, I feel like Devin Haney is the one that's really, really looking for tough competition at all times. We see what the type of fight Devin Haney's coming back from after what happened with him and Ryan Garcia. And the only thing that I don't like that Tank is doing, and I wish Tank would admit, is, but everybody's grown and they feel the way they feel. But I definitely wish Tank would admit that Ryan Garcia cheated. I heard Tank say that, Devin Haney got beat up by Ryan Garcia, and he did get beat up. But I just want to hear people come out. I've never seen a situation where a guy lost a fight to somebody that cheated, and it still felt like, people don't want to say, hey, your Ryan cheated, your Ryan took this. No, Ryan is getting full credit for the win. I mean, when you hear people talk about it, they're still giving Devin Haney a loss. It's like even, when you hear people interviewing other people and they're talking about the fight, they basically, man, you would think that Devin Haney still got a loss on his record, but we know he don't. So I get tired of hearing that. I want to see people change it up. I want to, hear people say no contest. I would definitely love for them to do it again. I think in order for people really maybe to stop saying what they're saying, Devin Haney's going to have to face Ryan Garcia again. He's going to have to face him. He's going to have to beat him. And I think that's the only way people will probably say, hey, that Ryan Garcia cheated. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, I think it's going to keep being said what's said. Now, we know Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero are getting ready to fight. I think this is an easy walk in the park for Ryan Garcia. Roland Romero to me may be the worst boxer, right? No, I ain't gonna say he's the worst boxer. I'll say this about Roland Romero. He's been a world champion. I think Rolly has been very blessed. I think he's been in the right place at the right time. He's gotten opportunities that a lot of people with his type of talent wouldn't get. He's been able to be a world champion because of that. But I think it's catching up with him now. We've seen what happened to him against Pitbull. We've seen what Tank done to him. And even the fight that he didn't lose, I forgot the guy's name, but I thought he should have lost that fight. And now Rolly Romero, you know what I'm saying, and Ryan Garcia, I think this will be the nail in the coffin. I think once Ryan Garcia knocks Rolly Romero out, I'm calling a knockout right now. I think we won't have to worry about hearing Rolly's name too much more in the boxing. And if nothing more, he'll be a journeyman. But Rolly's made good money in the boxing ring. Like I said, he's been blessed with great opportunities. So if he's doing the right thing with his money and stuff like that, Rolly gonna be okay. I can't be mad at him, man. One thing about Rolly that I do really enjoy, Rolly knows how to talk. Rolly Romero can talk, man, and make you think that he's really a world-class talent. And he's talked his way into some big fights, and he's been able to get paid because of that. Now, like I said, Ryan Garcia, great talker, but also Ryan Garcia can fight. Whether you like Ryan or not, I still got to admit that Ryan Garcia, man, can fight. You know what I'm saying? He can box. He can get in there. He does his thing. A lot of people say he only has the left hook, but there's more to Ryan Garcia than just a left hook. Now, against Devin Haney, we seen that man throw 1,000 left hooks. And for some reason, Devin Haney had trouble getting out the way of that left hook. I think the game plan for Devin Haney is what hurt Devin Haney in that fight. I think Devin Haney was so focused on what Tank done to Ryan that he felt like he had to go out there, put on a different style of fight to try to get him out of there, to try to have people compare his fight to what Tank done and say that he done better. And that was his mistake. To do what Tank does, you have to have that type of power. And we know that Devin Haney doesn't have that type of power. Devin Haney is an excellent boxer. And I believe if he goes out there and uses his jab, and I went back, like I said, I watched that fight over and over. Devin Haney was able to win rounds against Ryan Garcia when he wasn't getting knocked down. A lot of people won't admit that. But if you go back and watch that fight, at the time, the rounds that he didn't get knocked down, Devin Haney did look good. But like I said, he couldn't get out the way of the left hook, and it caused him, man, a lot of trouble in that fight. And like I said, I think they're gonna do it again. I think Turkey's gonna make it happen. He's pushing forward. Just like I said, Turkey's also pushing. I heard Richardson Hitchin say that they're gonna sit down, I think this Saturday after the fights, and decide what him and Teofimo Lopez gonna do. They're actually talking about having this fight in Alcatraz, which would be crazy and insane. I don't know if they've ever had any fights in Alcatraz. I don't know. Maybe they have, but they're talking about having this fight in Alcatraz. I think that would be big. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. It depends on which Teofimo Lopez shows up for that fight. You could get Teo and he could come out there and beat Teofimo that we've seen against Lomachenko or Josh Taylor. Or we could get the Teofimo Lopez that we've seen against George Kambosos or somebody like that. It depends who shows up. But I still believe that Richard Hitchens is a better fighter. I'm going to say that he's a better fighter than Jermaine Ortiz. I'm going to say that. I'm going to give him that credit. You know what I'm saying? Great jab. There's some things he needs to work on. I definitely believe he needs to work on his inside fighting game because I think Teofimo Lopez is smart enough to get on the inside and put pressure on him. And I think that could hurt him in that fight potentially. But I do believe that he has skills, and I believe he has a real opportunity of beating Teofimo. Now, Teofimo Lopez is still doing the shenanigans and doing the things he's doing, you know what I'm saying, as far as, I don't know, like some people say he's trolling and he's doing it for, you know what I'm saying, clicks and views and stuff like that. But you don't have to act racist to get clicks and views. If you go out there and take care of your business in the ring, Teofimo Lopez, I think you'll be okay. Just get out there and do what you're supposed to do. He has a real disdain for black fighters or black fighters that was over there with top rank. He really had a disdain for them. And I think it has a lot to do with Bob Erm and the way that Teofimo Lopez feels like he was promoting those black fighters instead of promoting him. I think that Bob Erm is the type of person, man, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, he gonna promote you. It's simple as that. The man been around the game for a long time. Bob Erm don't care who you is. He's all about money. He want his bag, and he been getting his bag for a long time. So a lot of this stuff I blame, you know what I'm saying, Teofimo. Now, Teofimo Lopez hasn't really made, when you think about it and what he's accomplished in boxing, he hasn't made a lot of money in the ring. And I can't understand that. Like, I think his biggest payday was against Lomachenko. You think about it, I think it was 1.6, 1.5, whatever it was, he didn't get paid a lot. He said that when he got through paying everybody, it wasn't even $1 million. So, yes, I think that Teofimo Lopez definitely needs to get paid a little more. I don't like him as a person, but I do think that he's a real talented guy. And I think he should be paid what he's worth. So let's see how it plays out. Devin Haney been getting his bag for a while now. Devin Haney's been doing great. Something else I wanted to address talking about paydays. Like I said, I heard a lot of stuff that Coach Kenny or other people say. Coach Kenny continues to say that Gervonta Tank Davis is the face of boxing. Uh, he's not. He's not. Simple as that. He's up there. He's on the cups of being the face of boxing, but Canelo Alvarez is still making way more money than any other fighter. Canelo Alvarez is gonna be making $100 million almost per fight over there with Turkey right now. That's the type of money he's getting paid. So I would definitely love for Tank to go over there and get some of that money. I think Tank should be able to go over there and get 20, 30 million or 40 million, whatever it may be, go get it. And the thing about the money Turkey's paying you is on the front end. You don't have to worry about getting it on the back end. He's gonna give it to you up front. And if you're able to do what Canelo has done with Turkey, Canelo's getting the front end money and he's getting back end money. So I would love to see Tank go over there and get paid his just due. Because like I tell you all the time, I still believe that Tank can beat anybody at 135 pounds, but we need to see it. I favor him against Shakur. I favor him against Keyshawn. I just think that he's that talented. But for some reason, like I said for a long time now, I don't know if it's fear of losing or whatever it is. For some reason, the fights haven't lined up with Tank. And I truly think that Tank is willing to take those fights. I think, you know what I'm saying, him and Shakur, I do lean towards him fighting Keyshawn Davis now. I think Keyshawn Davis is making enough noise that, Tank's going to say, hey, I'd rather fight him. I ain't got time to be chasing Shakur around the ring. I know Keyshawn is a puncher, boxer. He's going to come forward a little bit. He's going to fight. He's going to be there to get hit sometime. With Shakur, I can see Shakur and Tank have one of those real boring snooze fests. And I think that's what Tank's really afraid of. Tank he don't want to be in a fight that people say wasn't exciting. That type of fight. He don't want to be in a fight where it goes 12 rounds and people say, man, maybe both guys didn't land no more than 80 to 100 shots. I don't think that's what Tank wants. I think Tank wants, go out there and put on for his fans and keep his name moving the way it should move. Man, listen up, man. What you say? Turkey having problems right now because Canelo has seen no evidence of the money, so the fight is in jeopardy. Well, Free, I don't think the money is the problem with Turkey, though. I mean, this just me not disagreeing with what you said. I think he knows the money is there. I haven't heard one person say, everybody that they have the proof is in the pudding. There hasn't been one person that Turkey hasn't paid. Everybody, from what I've heard, they speak highly of Turkey every time they fought. They keep getting paid. Why you see people like Arthur and Dimitri going right back. Wilder went right back. Joseph Parker, Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua. Everybody has been paid and been paid on time from what I'm hearing. So I don't know why Canelo would be assuming that the money's not there. Is he looking for something up front before the fight? Or is he, I'm trying to figure out what it is. I know you got to have proof of funds. I know that when it comes to boxing. But I definitely don't think Turkey's going to have a problem paying Canelo. And I think that the fight will be taken care of. I think Canelo's just used to moving and Canelo's used to being in charge. And I think if him and Turkey kind of bump heads in the first place. Turkey is the type person, you know what I'm saying? He wants to run the show. He said, if I'm paying you, it's going to be my way. And I think that's the problem. But I believe that the fight will go through. I think he'll pay him for this fight with whatever this guy's name is, Scully. And then we're going to get the, yo, what's up, Green Light, my brother? I think we're going to get the fight real soon with, Terrence and Canelo in September. And I think the funds are there. I don't think Turkey got a whole country behind him. That's the one thing. That's why he's been able to get these fighters back. And that's why you see people keep running over there because the money is there. You know what I'm saying? Salute my brother. The money's there. And I haven't heard too much about it. You know what I'm saying? I thought all reports was the fight, was good and everything was going as planned. But I had to look into that and see if they're saying there's anything that Canelo is saying about the money. But I think Canelo better. He better know the money. I hope Canelo doesn't jack. Canelo already made a mistake of putting his name on the dotted line with Jake Paul. I don't know how that's going to play out. Are they going to, Jake Paul going to try to take him to court. And the thing about Jake Paul that I'm not liking is the fact that he's always talking about everybody else is looking for a payday. If your name is that big, Canelo is willing to take his name off of a contract because he believes in who he is. You know what I'm saying? Know he's going to get paid. Seems like Jake Paul is really ready to take Canelo Alvarez to court for this fight. Makes me feel like he knows this is going to be his biggest payday as well. I know, you know what I'm saying, he knows if he gets in over Canelo Alvarez, both of them going to get paid well. But Canelo, to move on, he's trying to do something else. So I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. If they go to court and the court try to make Canelo either pay Jake Paul some money or uphold to the fight. I don't know how they play that. I've never seen nobody really back out of a contract once they signed it. I've seen people say agree to a fight and then back out and do something else. But Canelo put his name on the dotted line, and that's something entirely different. So, Jake Paul actually does have a real good case when he says, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You're costing me because I think Jake Paul cares more about the money aspect than he actually does of the fight of Canelo Alvarez. I think he knows he's going to lose that fight and everything's right. But I just think Jake Paul, he wants to get paid. And that's a big, big payday right there. I can see both of those guys making $100 million. Netflix, last time, it crashed when Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fought. Just think what it's going to do with Canelo Alvarez and him getting in the ring. And another fight I want to ask y'all, because I heard Coach Kenny say this too. That to me, I don't believe it, but could do great. He said Terrence Bud Crawford and Tank Davis would sell more than Canelo and Bud. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that's just something he said. You know what I'm saying? Did you see Schofield? Yeah, I watch Schofield training. I like Schofield young. I like a young man. I do like him. I have nothing but respect for Floyd Schofield, but I'm being honest and transparent as possible. I don't give him much of an opportunity of winning this fight. I think that he's 2 or 3 fights away from being where he needs to be in a fight of this caliber. But I do think that having the heart that he has, man, I can't do nothing but respect it. I love to see somebody have that type of heart, determination, man, to believe in themselves. The young man deserves everything he's getting right now, and we need more people like him in boxing, man. Not afraid to take a chance. A loss don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? A loss don't mean nothing. Let it be a lesson. And I just think I've been watching him. I've been watching Shakur. Shakur looks like his hands are good. He's ready to go. And I just think, you know what I'm saying, that yeah. Think about that though. Rolling and Shakur, you can't even compare them. It's like comparing apple to oranges. Shakur is on a whole different planet from Roller Romero. They're not even the same type of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Shakur is different. He's a different breed. Uh, I'm not counting him out, but I ain't gonna count him in either. I'm just gonna keep it real. He's not gonna win. I see it 9-3, 10-2. Put my money on the points. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna be fooled, but I've been watching boxing too long to be fooled by what I see. I know that he's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna win this fight, and it's not a bad thing. He's gonna get experience. But if you asking me to be honest and be real, not like the young man, I would have to put my money on Shakur. I can't, when you playing for the money, you got to play it right. If he goes out there and do it, I would be happy. If he goes out there and beats Shakur, man, I would be so happy for him. I would be happy for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of both of those guys. You know what I'm saying? I like both of them. I'm a real fan of Floyd Schofield. I'm a real fan of Shakur Stevenson. But I got to be honest and say that I believe the experience will be too much. I think that he's going to run into some problems he hasn't ran into, you know what I'm saying, before. Uh, Shakur different, man. He's different. You know what I'm saying? He's different. He just, man, yeah. I'm telling you what I know, Green Blight. It ain't gonna be close. It ain't gonna be close. It's gonna be 10-2, 9-3. It ain't nothing he's gonna bring to the table to Shakur that Shakur ain't seen. You know what I'm saying? But Shakur's seen everything. He's not gonna be able to do anything. Or that defense is different, man. Being able to hit Shakur, it looks simple when you're on the outside looking in, but when you're in the ring with him, man, he basically gonna take away whatever you do best. Shakur can take it away from you. Whatever your game plan is, he's able to take it away from you. I'm just gonna say that it's gonna take a Tank Davis to beat Shakur Stevens. It would take a Javante Tank Davis to beat him. I always favor Tank against any of those guys. But behind that, I got Shakur and Keyshawn and them, right there. And I'm even gonna start throwing Andy Cruz. If Andy Cruz keep doing what he's doing, I'm gonna throw him in the mix. You know what I'm saying? As being the elite of the elite at the 135-pound division. Floyd Schofield is not just there yet. I think a fight with him, he's more on, like, I got the elite, and then there's right there, those guys right there on the cups. And I got him right there with Abdullah Mason. You know what I'm saying? They right there. He's not gonna be able to pressure. I'm gonna tell y'all something that y'all gotta pay attention to. If you pay, we know for a fact Shakur Stevenson's hands is really, really messed up. There ain't no if and buts about debating what he was playing or not. I think it's the only reason you seen that type of fight with De Los Santos. I don't think it had nothing to do with the power or anything with that. Shakur had surgery on his hands and stuff like that. You're gonna see a whole lot of pop shot and shots and a whole lot of that stuff now. He's not gonna be able to do that. You're gonna see Shakur. You're gonna see Shakur letting his hands go, throwing punches and doing everything he needs to do. I'm telling you, no matter what nobody want to happen, you know what I'm saying, or feel about Shakur, I'm a type of person, no matter, I like Tank better than I like Shakur, but I'm a type of person, I'm never going to take away. See, I don't want to be that fan. Like, you'll get some Tank fans and they get tunnel vision. And whatever Shakur, Keyshawn do, like, a lot of them have trouble giving credit. I'm going to give everybody credit from what I see. And if you asking me to sit down and tell me, do I think Schofield is a better fighter than Shakur? No. Do I think it's going to be a close fight? No, I don't. I mean, that's being honest, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he can get re-injured, but I just don't think that we got to have a bunch of ifs for him to win. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of ifs. There's a bunch of ifs. It's gonna be a bunch of ifs. And like I said, I don't see him beating him. Shakur would have to go in there with his hands to me tied behind his back almost to lose this fight. Floyd Schofield gonna have to be perfect. He gonna have to get lucky. He gonna have to have everything go his way to beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't think people really realize how good Shakur Stevenson really is, man. Shakur Stevenson, man, is an elite fighter, pound for pound type of fighter. He's there, you know what I'm saying? And I think the good thing about this fight, I think people are gonna have to give him his credit. I don't want to hear people when I just over saying, man, the guy wasn't ready, because a lot of people gonna say that. They're gonna come and say Floyd Schofield wasn't ready, he was too young. He accepted the fight. And I respect him for accepting the fight. I think this is the perfect time for him to take his fight. Because no matter what happens, he's gonna gain experience. And when he does get in there with somebody else, he's gonna be ready. Floyd Schofield is gonna get so much better from taking this fight. People just don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna get a lot better behind this fight right here. But if I have to, when I do, because I'm putting my ticket in, when I put my ticket in, I'm taking Shakur Stevenson by points. I don't think there'll be a knockout. Now, I do see it. Now, only way this fight can be stopped, I think, if it's Shakur put a lot of pressure on him. And, you know what I'm saying? Shakur not going to, well, when do we ever see Shakur make mistakes? I don't think that he can hit Shakur. He don't have tank power. Now, Tank, you can't make a mistake against Tank. We know that. Against Tank, yeah, I don't want to put Schofield on Tank level. I'm not going to do that with Tank. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be a disrespect to Tank. You can't make a mistake against Tank. I don't think that Schofield has Tank type power where you can't make a mistake against him. I think you can make a mistake against Schofield and you'll be all right. What I mean by a mistake, if he catches you with a shot, I mean, he has power to hurt you, but I don't think that he's going to knock Shakur Stevenson out. I don't think it's going to be anything Shakur ain't been in there with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Shakur going to be okay. I'm going to say that. It's a whole lot of ifs. I can give you a million ifs that Floyd Schofield would have to win that fight. You see what I'm saying? It's just simple as that. I can talk, man. Listen, there ain't nobody alive who can talk me into taking Floyd Schofield on my ticket and my money. And I'm very good at what I do when it comes to this bet. I'm not putting Floyd Schofield on my ticket. If anybody does, I ain't got no problem with it. I like the young man. If the young man wins, you win some money. You know what I'm saying? But more likely, if you put your money on Floyd Schofield, you're not gonna win it. You're not gonna win any money. I just think it's too much of a experience. And people got to understand that. Experience and people doubting Shakur Stevenson's skills. I don't think that people really realize how good the young man really is. But you're going to get the opportunity to see that, man. Listen, Shakur Stevenson is special, man. He ain't just good, he's special. And that's what everybody knows, and everybody gonna get the opportunity to see that. And when this fight is over, I think Floyd Schofield will realize that he's special. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard, you know what I'm saying, Schofield already know that. He said, you know what I'm saying? He said what he said, but he's going out there, man, saying he's gonna do what he's gonna do. And I think, you know what I'm saying, Keyshawn is good. I don't know if Keyshawn is better than Shakur. I don't know right now. I wouldn't say that. I would say that he's good. I would say that the difference between Keyshawn and Shakur is Shakur not gonna take the chances that Keyshawn take. And that's what would be the difference. That's why I would see Tank fighting Keyshawn first. Keyshawn's gonna stick his neck out there and he's gonna get caught with some shots. Whereas Shakur, you're gonna have to be able to catch up with him, hunt him down, cut off the ring. There's so many things you're gonna have to do to beat Shakur. So, as far as this game, Keyshawn has more power. Keyshawn definitely has more power than Shakur, ain't no doubt about that. He has the power advantage. Defense, we know it's Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Counter, I will give it to Shakur. Well, I don't want to compare anybody to Floyd. I don't think you have to be Floyd. See, like that's why I say I don't never compare boxers. I'm not the person. I don't never take fighters and say, well, he need to be him. Shakur does what he does great. Floyd done what he done great. He don't have to be Floyd. Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker defense and Floyd defense was entirely different, but they both are great defensive fighters. You don't have to be the same as somebody. You just got to be good at what you do. Be great at what you do. And Shakur Stevenson is great at what he does. You understand what I'm saying? He's great at the way he moves or what he does in the ring. You know what I'm saying? No, but defense wins fights. The game of boxing is to hit and not be hit. So defense will take you as far as you need to go. You know what I'm saying? You put a little something with the defense. what Shakur does, and we've been seeing that Shakur been winning fights. We've seen him beat Oscar Valdez down. You see what I'm saying? We beat him down using defense and offense. And Shakur has offense. Like I said, his hands been hurt. But I think with his hands being healed, people gonna get opportunity to see now that he has a good offensive game too. The man can go in there and he can fight. He can do everything in the ring that needs to be done. And he don't need power to beat you. You know what I'm saying? He has enough to make you respect him. He has the same thing that an older Floyd Mayweather had after Pretty Boy when Floyd hurt his hands. He knows how to make you respect what he does. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see this man get in there, Floyd Schofield. I think once he gets caught with a few pop shots, he's going to realize that, hey, Shakur can punch a little bit. He is respectable. You can't keep running in on him. See, that's what I tell people all the time. When you say, man, so it's simple as running in, how many times have you seen anybody run in on Floyd or even Shakur? Any of these fighters that we say can't really punch, but they're great defensive fighters. Nobody's running in, just running over top of them. There's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're able to do what they do. They're able to catch you with shots, able to make, you know what I'm saying, keep you at bay. And that's all Shakur needs to be able to do. And I'm telling you that Shakur going to open his offensive game. Remember I said this right here. Shakur Stevenson is going to open up, man. He's going to let his hands go. If his hands ain't hurt, and you're going to see an entirely different Shakur. I think he has a lot to prove. I don't think he even wants this fight to be close. I don't think he wants people saying that that young man's on his level. And that's why I believe he's going to go out there and show up and show out like I believe. I believe Shakur knows what's at stake right here. A bad showing gives Tank an opportunity to say, nah, I ain't fighting you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff, green light, I don't believe. I just seen Shakur fight his last his last two opponents, and he looked great. I'm hearing from his sparring partner. A lot of times people say stuff, I don't believe it, you know what I'm saying, unless I see it. Now, you know what I'm saying? People say all kinds of stuff happen in sparring. And I'm not big on sparring anyway. I'm like Floyd Mayweather. I don't care about no sparring. I want to see what you do in the ring. What you do under the bright lights is what counts. And we know what Shakur Stevenson does under the bright light. He undefeated. We can talk about sparring every day, all day of the week, but he's undefeated. It don't matter about no sparring. It don't matter about none of that. The man hands, from what I'm hearing from the last two sparring partners, we gonna talk about it, that he looks phenomenal. Hands are healed. He just been over there sparring with somebody, and they say he looked great. Showed some of it, he looked great. I haven't seen any signs of anything that's gonna make me feel like Shakur Stevenson is not gonna be Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I won't do. One thing about me, I'm not gonna never, because I know people ask me all the time. I done already talked about 4 or 5 people about who they should take. I'm never gonna talk a person into taking somebody just because I like that person. I'm gonna give them an honest assessment of what I think will happen in the fight, break it down the way I think it should be broke down, and keep it real. And I like it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can get hurt in spawn, but at the same time, Shakur, being who he is, you know what I'm saying? He's okay. Like I said, his sparring partner said, hey, everything's there. He looks phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times you see these injuries, people suffer and talking the way they talk and stuff like the James Tonys and the fights like that, it's because they sparred too much hard sparring and going in there and really going all out and sparring and, you know, taking that extra punishment, even with the headgear on. We know that.